Hi there, my name's Carmen Liziswain from Switch On Health, and welcome to tonight's free webinar on my appointments. So this is the first of 4 of our industry supplier presentations that we have scheduled for you for April. So if you're watching this live, please do stick around for comments and questions at the end, and feel free to pop any questions in the chat box as we go. We are excited to announce that there will be a draw for a $50 credit from us here at Switch On Health for one lucky attendee. So this can go towards your next enrolment, whether it be your current course of study, or you might like to do one of our short courses. So there is a very exciting prize also from Anil, and I will let her tell you about that in her presentation. So if you're watching this on YouTube, you're welcome to pop any questions you have into the comments box below, and we promise to get back to you. If you're watching on YouTube and you like what we do, please do click on the subscribe button, because the more subscribers we have, the more we can offer, and we look forward to offering you more. So tonight I am very happy to be joined by Anil Mustafa, who will be introducing My Appointments. My Appointments are a free all-in-one practice management system for Australian natural healthcare practitioners, and features inbuilt payment processing, video calls, online intake forms, and more. So Anil Mustafa is the co-founder of My Appointments, and she is highly accomplished. She's qualified as a myotherapist, and she has a passion also for Pilates, business development, and marketing. And she was running her first business at the age of 19. Anil is now a busy mum of 4 and is dedicated to assisting other natural healthcare practitioners in realizing their entrepreneurial dreams by creating My Appointments, a practice management solution for natural healthcare practitioners. So thank you so much for joining us, Anil, and I will now hand it over to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Carmen, for the fantastic introduction there. It's very lovely of you. For those in the room, can you please comment in the chat box? Let me know what course you're currently studying, just so I can see your comments coming through. And while we're at that, I will let you know that I have built a course called Thrive in Practice, which gives you all of the foundational skills you need to build a thriving practice. So the course value is $497, but for whoever is most active in the comments today, I'll be giving free access to the course. So it's 8 modules, 60 lessons, and a 45-page workbook. So there is a lot of content in there, and it's designed not only to give you everything that you need help with in way of marketing, it's got mindset, it's got boundaries, it's got all the things that you can do to improve your rebooking rates. Now, if I was taught this, and if every practitioner was taught these fundamentals in practice before they graduated, before they started their business, it would make a massive, massive difference. Why? Because practitioners have such massive mindset blocks around so many areas, and I see it commonly amongst lots of different practitioners. So I put this course together to help navigate those issues and to really set practitioners apart so they can really propel themselves forward. So again, whoever's most engaged in the comments will get access to that course for free. Now, before we get started, can someone please tell me the passcode? Oh, Sharon, you're in the room, so you shouldn't need the passcode. Should be good to go. And just making sure, first year in naturopathic studies. Okay, great. Thank you, Sandra. So you can hear me. That is wonderful. I'm just going to go ahead and screen share. And even though Carmen's already given you a little bit of a background, I wanted to just tell you a little bit more about why I'm here today and why we built the My Appointments practice management software. So as Carmen mentioned, I started my practice when I was 19. I worked for a year in my final year of my therapy with a chiropractor, and I learned so many incredible skills that really set me up for success. And a lot of it was down to how I spoke to patients, the confidence in asking patients to rebook and all that sort of stuff, which is all what I've built into my course. And from the age of 19, as soon as I graduated, the chiropractor left, I took over the building, brought some therapists in with me, then built it into a multidisciplinary practice, then opened up a Pilates studio and a gym as well, and then brought everything into one massive location. So I've had a lot of experience in running businesses, in building businesses from the ground up. But what I found consistently was that a lot of practitioners were coming in with really big mindset blocks or other issues that weren't allowing them to propel their business. A lot of people think that when they get qualified and they put a sign up somewhere, then they're going to be flooded with patients. And unfortunately, it's not like that. And I found that in existing practice management software, there was some functionality that was really missing. And I felt like it was good to have a practice management system. It was the tool that helped you manage your practice. But it was like having a fishing rod, but not knowing how to fish and not knowing how to find your bait. So what we wanted to do is to create an all-in-one system that allowed you not only to use the tool to manage your practice, but to give you the skill sets that you needed in order to build a busy practice and a successful practice. Naturally, the more successful our practitioners are, the busier our practitioners are, the more successful we are in our business as well. So we don't want to be seen just as a practice management software tool. We're an all-encompassing system that tries to build in automations and systems that help save time, save money, and help propel knowledge in the way of marketing as quickly as possible. We also run a lot of free webinars, which the school has been very kind to allow us to promote in your Facebook group as well. So if you have any questions while I'm going through the presentation, feel free to pop them into the chat window. I'll keep an eye on the questions that are coming through, but there will be plenty of time at the end for Q&A as well. So I'm going to start by just talking you through the pricing structure, because a lot of people think, oh, that can't be right. How can you not charge any money to use your system? But again, we wanted to build this software because we wanted to support our industry and find a way to help businesses grow, but to also save them money and time. So we're an industry owned and backed platform. And our mission here is, as I said, not only to give you all the tools that you need to run your practice, but in order to run that practice successfully, we want to try to reduce your costs as well. So we've devised a plan that costs $0 per month. The only things that you pay for in that free account is if you're adding another calendar for another practitioner, or if you're sending SMS messages. So we get you started with 25 free credits so you can test the system. But every time you send an SMS from our system, we will take 1 credit away from you for every 160 characters. The only other 2 things that we have fees on are our telehealth service. So if you're on our free plan, you just pay for telehealth as you use it. So you'll purchase credits, and those credits are deducted every time you send an SMS or you have a telehealth consultation. We also have our own inbuilt payment processing system. You don't need a terminal. It is cheaper if you buy our little tap machine. So it's similar to the little square units that you've seen probably in other systems. And the terminal is only $68 one-off cost, including shipping and GST, and it just makes it faster to process payments. And because it's an in-person payment, the banks charge us lower fees, and that's how we're able to pass those lower fees on to you. Either way, our fees are significantly cheaper than our competitors. So you're not only saving time, but you're also saving money as well when you're processing your transactions. So Carmen's already mentioned some of the features. I'm going to go through and show them to you now, but you can also go to our website, which is myappointments.app. I'll repeat that again. It's myappointments, appointments with an S at the end, .app. And that will give you all of the information on the different services that we offer and what's included in the free plan and what's included in the paid plan. For those of you graduating, the free plan is going to meet your basic needs. So you should be able to join on that plan as well. All right. Okay, I'll start by telling Anil, of course, yes, thank you. All right, great. So I'm just going to go into the demo now. Just move this out the way so the chat window is seen. Great. Okay. So what we're looking at now is when we first log into the system, it's our dashboard. And what you're going to notice straight off the bat is that we have these client follow-ups. Now, I think this is absolutely huge, and one of the reasons why I believe our platform stands out from other systems. Most practitioners don't have a lot of the skill sets required to maintain their clients or to retain their clients. And so what we've tried to do is build in those automations into our platform as well. So if a patient is referred to you by another patient, I think it's really, really important that you acknowledge that person for having referred someone to you, because it is a really big compliment to have a referral from someone else. And it does incentivize that person to continue to refer. But most importantly, we all feel good about helping people. And as practitioners, when we're able to make a big difference in our patients' lives, sometimes the monetary exchange isn't enough for them. So they want to do more to help us. So by letting them know that they can refer to us, you can just have signage up and says something along the lines of, the biggest compliment you can pay our practice is to refer your family and friends. But naturally, you'll find people will refer to you anyway without you having to ask. I also think it's really, really important that you follow up every single new patient that comes to see you. Why? Because if they've had a reaction to something that you've prescribed to them, or they've got questions, or they're unclear about your treatment protocols, by following up with them within 3 to 4 days of their consult allows you to shut down any issues or any blocks that they may be having, which could be the difference between them coming back for their next consultation or not. So we always think it's important to just touch base and see if your patients have questions. And the way we've automated this is that we produce a list for you, and then I'll show you in a minute how it works. Same thing for any missed appointments. If clients haven't showed up to their appointment, we'll put them into a missed appointment list to make you follow up with them. And when it's a client's birthday, I think it's really important to acknowledge it, even through just a text message. So 7 days before the client's birthday, we'll put them into a birthdays list, and then you can make a decision as to whether or not you want to contact them. So let's say we've got a new patient. In this case, I've got 3 new patients that have come to see me. All I do is just click on that box, and then I can select all patients, or I can select only the ones I want to send communication to, and then I just click next. And then here we have suggested messages for you. So everything in our system is pre-populated, our intake forms, absolutely everything. We give you all of the wording for. However, you can easily go in and customize all the wording as well. So hi, client name, I'm just checking in to see how you went after your first session. Feel free to get in touch if you have any questions. So it's as simple as it is to use that feature. Same with all the other client retention tools that we've built in. It's just as simple as clicking, selecting who you want to send to, customizing the message, or just allowing the default there to remain. The other thing that we've done specifically for the ingestive therapist is to have a really easy way to track any unpaid invoices. So a lot of practitioners are moving to that online space, so it makes it harder to chase up payments. So what we've done is when you've sent an invoice to a client to pay, we automatically put them onto an unpaid invoices list. And then what you can do is easily see who owes you money. The other thing you can very easily do is just click one button, and it selects everybody who owes you money. And you just go send SMS or send email. Doesn't matter which option you choose. We have pre-populated information here, and then it sends a link to the clients. They can click on the link, make payment, and then it updates your system. So you get a notification to say that the client has paid you. The invoice is automatically marked paid, and you'll see it as paid in your calendar as well. So it makes it super seamless to collect payments from clients and stay up to date with your invoices. Some of the other basic features you'll see on the system include some things up here. Like this is something, again, commonly that probably took me about 10 years to be in practice before I actually started tracking my earnings. Like a lot of practitioners, I'm not here because I want to make a lot of money. I just want to help people. And so I found that what I was just doing was just making money, but had absolutely no idea how profitable I was in my business. And I just kept spending more money in my business to keep growing it. But it wasn't until I was about 10 years in that I realized I actually wasn't making all that much money. I was making a lot of money, but in terms of profit, it was very, very little because of how much I was spending. So I think it's important to keep track of your earnings, and that way you can make decisions about how to move forward in your business, whether you need to curb your spending, whether you can afford to spend more money on different things in your practice. So what you'll see here is your year-to-date takings. You'll see how much money you've made this month and today, and then you've got up and down arrows, so it compares it to the same time period compared to either the previous month or the previous day. You can see how many total clients you've got. You can see how many bookings you've got for this month and how many new clients you've got for this month. And the beauty of this is that you can then set targets. And when you set targets in your practice, it makes it far more easier for you to reach your targets when you know where you're heading. So you'll see up and down arrows just to give you an idea of how you're performing compared to the previous month on that as well. You can also see a list of all of your upcoming appointments here. And this is just a little slider message where we update you on new features that we are releasing as well. And we also have a mobile app, which most practice management systems don't have. So you can download our app, and therefore when you need to check in, you can just open the app. You can see all of your bookings, you can book patients in, you can take payments, you can do all sorts of things through the app as well. That just makes it a little bit more convenient for our practitioners. Now, the most important thing that we have in our system is obviously our calendar. So we'll just move over to that. So the first thing you'll see here is different colors beside each of the patients and this gray line here. So the gray line here indicates a buffer time. So our system automatically inserts a buffer time, which is the time where you need a break between your clients. So if you set a 15-minute buffer, then every time a client or you books that client in for an appointment, we'll automatically put that grayed out area, which is the buffer time, to allow you the time in between your services. The buffer time can be set by the service, or it can be set universally for all services. So that means if you need a longer buffer time for a specific service and less buffer time for another service, then you have the option to adjust that in your settings. The color beside the appointment just indicates the different appointment types. So for example, this is a telehealth naturopathy session, and that's in green, whereas this one over here is a 1-hour myotherapy consult. The other thing you'll see is the paid stamp. So at a very quick glance, you can see who's paid and who owes you money as well. You'll also see this tick, which means that the patient has been marked as arrived. This is a cancelled appointment, and a C is a confirmed appointment. So another way that we've improved our show up rate for our practitioners is that in our reminder messages that are automatically sent out to patients, we ask them to reply yes to confirm their attendance. So when they reply yes, in this little icon here, you'll see a notification pop up, and that will show you the message that the client has replied. But the system automatically updates to say that it's been confirmed. So you know that your client has replied to that message and confirmed that they will be attending their appointment. And as I said, we've found that by asking clients to reply back, it meant that a lot of practitioners had a better show up rate from their patients, and they weren't getting last minute cancellations either. Now, when you hover on the appointment, everything you need to know about that person is there. If there's a sticky note on file, that's like an alert that you need to know. You'll see that there's a note on file. You'll see who booked the appointment, and you'll see some other information like, if it was confirmed or not confirmed, etc. Now, to book appointments, it's super seamless. You just need to click on a time slot, and then you'll put the patient's name in and you'll select the appointment type, and you're good to go. You can also do it up here in the plus button to book an appointment from there too, but it's always much easier because the time is pre-populated if you're doing it from the calendar. The other thing you can do is easily drag and drop appointments into new time slots if you like, or you can click on the appointment to reschedule it as well. Some of the other basic settings that we have is a help desk. So every one of our features has an article with either a video or an image to show you how to use everything. We also have a live chat available during business hours. So if you click on that, you'll be able to reach out to us and chat to us live if you have any questions. And we've got this little notifications tab up here. So anything your client does, if they've arrived for their telehealth consult, if they've booked a new appointment, if they've submitted an intake form, if they've placed an order with you, if they've rescheduled or cancelled an appointment, or they've sent you test results, whatever the client does in their account, you automatically get a notification to let you know that that has occurred as well. Now, if it's a multidisciplinary practice, you can change your service provider. You can change your view here from day, week, and month view. You can also change your location. So if you're in multiple locations, you can add as many locations as you like for free. But if you're adding service providers, there is a charge for that as well. You can also search clients' appointments, which a lot of systems don't have. So if I want to see when my client's up next appointment is, I can just put their name in here, and it brings up a list of all of their upcoming appointments for me too. Now, one of the best things about our system is that whatever you need to do for your clients, you just need to click on their name and it brings up all of the required settings. So here is a sticky note, and it says here that the patient reported feeling nauseated after I prescribed magnesium. So I want to follow up to make sure that they're no longer feeling that, and to make sure I tell them to take the magnesium with their food as well. So this is just something that you need to remind yourself of to bring up with the patient, and that note stays there. When patients are booking online, they can also leave a message, and if they leave the message, it'll also show for you here as well, which you can edit and remove later on if you like. Basic information, you can see the account balances, you can reschedule, you can mark the appointment as arrived, confirmed, missed, or cancelled. You can easily contact, SMS, or email the patient as well. The other thing that we've done is made telehealth really, really seamless. So you don't need to create a Zoom link or send any links to your patients. Our system fully automates that process. So if you book a client in for a telehealth consultation, or the client books themselves in for a telehealth consultation from your booking link, our system will automatically create a unique booking link, or video link, I should say, and email it to the client or SMS, depending on your settings, 15 minutes before the consult start time. And the link has all of the instructions that they need to get started, but it's literally you click one button. So if I click this button, it opens up telehealth straight away. When I email or SMS the client, they get their own link, they click that button and we're connected into the same space. So it makes it super seamless. You don't have to worry about scheduling appointments with clients or sending them links. Our system fully automates these features for you as well. You can also resend the video links or SMS them nice and easily through this button too. Now, the other thing we've made really easy is collecting payment. So if you just click on the invoice, for any of you like nutritionists that still are able to claim rebates, as a my therapist, you probably don't know this, but when you get out there and you join your association, for those of us that can still have our services claimed, you actually get so many different provider numbers for all the different health funds. So what I've done is automated that process through our system so that on your intake forms, you can collect the client's health fund information or you can add it into their file. So if you say that client is with Medibank Private, our system will automatically insert their Medibank Private number onto the invoice for you, and then they get a copy of that to claim. We also have an inbuilt integration with Tyro Health, which is an online claiming system that's free to use. So that's what it looks like here, and I'll show you that now. Again, this only applies to those of you that still have access to rebates. I'm on the live server. I can't show you that here, sorry. So basically the way that this works is that we click the health fund button. It shows you what the rebate is. You click one button, the client gets an SMS, they approve the claim, it gets updated on our system, and then the rebate is applied instantly onto the invoice. So that is a service that we do offer for those that have claimable rebates, but for those that don't want to use the online integration, we will automatically insert the provider numbers for you. If you need to add any products or services onto the invoice, it's nice and easy to do so. You can obviously discount the services and all that sort of stuff as well. Now, the other way that we've made things really seamless is that you automatically get access to our aggregate account so that you can start processing payments immediately. Once you process over $2,000 worth of invoices, we then push you onto your own merchant account. But if you want to collect payment online, all you need to do is click this one button. I have a lot of outstanding invoices, so I'll just skip those for now. And what you'll see here is that this card is tokenized. So that means that the client's card is stored on the, well, not on the My Appointment server, on our payment partner servers, encrypted, so that you can instantly charge their card for the cost of the consult. It makes it a lot easier. It saves you a lot of time, but this is an optional service. So in this case, if I have stored the card, I can just click this button, put the amount that I'm charging their card, click process payment, and the client automatically gets an invoice with all of the information on the invoice and their provider numbers, et cetera, for them to be able to claim. So it makes it super seamless to collect payments. Now, if you don't have the client's card tokenized, this is what it'll look like for you. You'll enter the card details, same as if you're doing an online transaction. You can click this button here to tokenize the card so that you can store it on the system, and then you'll click process payments. The other thing that we have done is integrated our own tap machine. So as I mentioned, it's similar to the Square unit. And what happens is that you would click this button, you'd enter the amount that you want to charge. Our system then sends data to the terminal. Your client taps their card. We then get a response back from the terminal and update the appointment as paid and send the invoice automatically to the client. So it saves a lot of time, but also, as I mentioned earlier, with in-person payments, the banks charge us less, which allows us to pass the savings on to you as well. If it's an offline payment, for example, if they're paying you cash or they're paying you direct deposit into your account, you can also update those offline payment processing methods through this tool as well. Now, in the event that the client's forgotten their wallet or it's a telehealth consult and you don't want to ask for their card details, all you need to do is click save and send. The client then gets an SMS or an email, depending on your settings, with a link to make payment. And as I mentioned earlier, as soon as they make payment, you'll get a notification up here that says paid, and the appointment has a paid stamp on it. So you can very quickly and easily see that the appointment has actually been paid. So invoices are super seamless. Is today's takings optional? Sandra, can you give me a little bit more information about, as in to show that information on the dashboard? If so, only you can see it, no one else. If you need to book the next appointment, you'll click on there. And the last thing that we've got here is appointment notes. So this is one of my favorite features as a practitioner. Why? Because when you're taking your client's notes, you always want to see your notes, your past notes, in front of you as you're taking your new notes. So first of all, on the right-hand side, what we're seeing here is the treatment note template. So you can create a template for an initial consult, and then you can create a separate template for a follow-up consult as well. And then what you can do is just ask any questions and go through your list about what you want to talk to your client about on that day as well. So most of you will be taught SOAP notes, which is pretty standard, subjective, objective, plan and assessment. But we've gone into the effort of adding in lots of other things like pain scale, mood scale, sleep quality, energy quality, stool chart. On our intake forms, we actually have a picture of the Bristol stool chart so they can actually pick their stool type, menstrual cycle, food recall, goals, assessment, treatment, reassessment plan, recommendations and prescriptions as well. I'll show you a couple of those in a minute. So you can create those templates to easily know exactly what you want to ask your client depending on the appointment type that they've actually booked. Now, if they've completed our intake form, everything is automatically saved into the health history so that you can refer to it at any time, but especially in your first consult, and then you can take notes into your current consult. Now, you can also prescribe, and then our system, this is for people that stock their own products. It's not for those that use third-party services to ship products out to clients. But basically, this allows you to keep track of what you've prescribed, what the suggested use was, how many repeats you've allowed for that client. And if you've allowed multiple repeats without an appointment, the client can actually purchase that product based on your stock what your stock levels are, and pay for the product from their My Appointments account, and you can just ship it out to them without having to get in contact with the client and confirm any details. I'll show you that system in a minute. Now, we have the databases of all the major practitioner brands. So our system pre-populates the suggested use for that medicine. It has an image and a few other things like that to make it super easy for you to be able to know how often they should be taken, but you can actually adjust it at a global level or on an individual patient level as well. If one patient you want to be able to give them more dosages of a specific medicine, then you can absolutely do that. Test results can be uploaded on our intake forms, or you can upload them into the client's file or through here as well. Once they're uploaded on the intake form or you upload them, we automatically save those notes into the test results. So at any time you can just click on it and you can view the test results from here as well. Same with documents. If you've uploaded documents, works exactly the same as test results. Now on the notes section, what you'll see here is any past notes that you have saved for that client. If there are any, if there's not any, nothing will show. And then on the right-hand side, you'll actually see that, as I said, the notes that you are taking. So you can come here and see what you've done in the past. You can see any attachments that you've sent to the clients, any prescriptions you've made, etc. Now on the right-hand side, all the top sections are pretty self-explanatory, but what we've also done is allowed you to have a recommendation section to your client. So nothing in your treatment notes gets shared with your client except the recommendations section if you populate it. So if you have a treatment protocol that you want your client to follow, you would put all of the information into here. You just type whatever you want in here. You can also attach files, and then you just click the send button, and then the client gets an email with that information, but it also saves in their My Appointments account, so they can access that information at any time as well. So it makes it super seamless to have written instructions for clients, which is so important, because I can't tell you how many times I've had patients calling my practice saying, what did you ask me to do for this? Or how often should I take this or whatnot? So this has made it really easy for you to write down your recommendations. It obviously naturally saves into your notes as well, but it makes it easier for clients to be able to access that information at any time. In terms of prescriptions, let's say you wanted to recommend the Metagenics Ultra Potent C. Again, the suggested use and the recommended retail price are pre-populated. If you allow reorders, you'll then be able to adjust the repeats allowed or just save what's saved globally. And then you can add it to the invoice. It also saves in the client's My Appointments account. But if for any reason the patient can't afford to purchase that product today, you can also recommend it to the client so they can actually log in at any time and order that product when they want it. So again, makes it super seamless for you to be able to sell products if you are stocking your own products as well. Anything you need about your client, you just click on their name anywhere you see it in our system, and it'll take you to their client card. And you can see a list of all of the important information, their past appointments, their past invoices, and their intake forms as well. So I'm going to quickly show you how the intake forms work. As I said, this is all fully automated through our system. So when you add an appointment, if you've set it to automatically send, as soon as you book a new client in or they book themselves in, we'll automatically send them the intake form as well. So the intake form is it's mobile friendly, so it makes it super seamless for your patients to fill it out. And you'll see that we actually collect all the pertinent information that you need, including their time zone, emergency contact details. We also collect their referral source as well. So if they've been referred to you from a family member or a friend that already sees you, they can type in their details. Or if it's been another practitioner or a specific promotion that they heard about you from, you'll be able to select that and put those notes, and then it saves into their client card so you can refer back to it. Health history, we've got all of this stuff pre-done for you. You just need to go on or off depending on what you want to collect. As I said, we've got the Bristol stool chart as well to make it seamless for clients. They can upload their test results, and then you can collect consent from your client, and then they'll click the send button. It automatically you get a notification say that the intake form has been submitted, and then it saves into their client card for you as well. You can also download a hard copy if you do want to download the PDF as well. Any communication our system sends, you can click on the communication tab to see. If a client does order, you'll get a notification up here to say order received. All you do is go process. The system will pre-calculate shipping costs for you, depending on what you've added it into our system. The clients can add any delivery instructions. All you need to do is put in the tracking number and the link, click complete order. The client then gets a notification to let them know that the product is on its way. So super seamless to keep track of any orders that you are receiving. You can easily track your income by just clicking on the My Income tab as well. And then we've got some settings here. So most of what you've seen in our system is customizable. So if you want to customize your invoice, for example, you do that through here. The other thing is that we've made it really, really easy to get started, because we know a lot of practitioners are technology phobic, or they just don't like technology. So what we've done is made it super seamless. When you first log into our account, we'll say, do you want to customize all your settings, or do you want to accept all of our default settings and just go straight into the calendar? If you choose the latter option, it literally just takes you into the calendar with all of the settings we think you should have turned on. And the only things you need to adjust is your availability. However, if you want to go in and individually customize every setting, all you do is go through the list and say, yes, I want to customize my business details, my availability, or add my health fund numbers. I want to customize my services. I want to add products. I want to change the reminder settings default. But as I said, everything is pre-done for you. So these are 2 templates that I have in my account. If I click edit, you'll see here that we have got suggested wording for the SMS reminders. We've got suggested timing, which you can adjust. You can send multiple reminders as well. Like if you want to send an email 7 days before and an SMS 24 hours before, you can fully customize that in our system. Now we've also got every setting under the sun, as I said, that can be customizable: invoices, intake forms, etc., etc. So I'm going to quickly show you the intake forms, and the treatment note templates are exactly the same, but just to show you how easy and seamless this whole thing is. This is the saved intake form. All I need to do is assign it to the specific services that should receive this intake form. You'll see here that we've pre-populated the health history, but if asthma is not relevant to you, you can just click X and add any of your own ones. Health history, including surgeries, medicines and supplements, smoking, exercise, diet, they're all pre-done for you, but you can go in and edit those as well. Current complaint is also pre-done for you. You'll see that we've got pain scale, mood scales, sleep quality, energy, bowel movements, menstrual cycle, food recall, uploading files, collecting health fund details, collecting consent, and everything is a matter of just clicking the buttons on and off. You can also create your own custom fields or your own custom sections as well. And then all you need to do is click preview intake form, and it shows you what it looks like for your clients. So as I said, everything in our settings is super, super seamless to set up. The other functionality we have is a one-way calendar sync. So all of your appointments can get saved into your iCal or your Google Calendar, for example. You can block out times. You can also set custom availability. So if you're available from 9 to 5, but you only want to see patients at 9 o'clock, 12 o'clock and 3 o'clock, you can just go in and tell our system to only show those times as available. So even if other times are available, our system won't show them to your clients unless you tell us otherwise. Other than that, we've pre-populated things like welcome email, and we've got 2-factor authentication, and that is pretty much it. That is a super, super, super quick demonstration for you on the My Appointments platform. Happy to open up any questions or show you any other additional settings that you would like to see. You can also import client lists from other systems if you already are using an extra system as well. So as I said, super quick demo of some of our features. We've got a whole bunch of new features about to be released, which is very, very exciting. How much does it cost to use a telehealth service, Samantha? So on the free plan, you pay 16.5 cents for every 15 minutes in the consult, depending on whether you're purchasing $20 or between $20 and $100 of credits, or whether you're purchasing over 100. So basically the way it works, it might be easy if I just show that screen, is that so if you're purchasing $100 or more, the credits come down to 11 cents. But if you're purchasing between $20 and $100, the credits come down to 15 cents. So the telehealth will start at 12.5 cents and be a little bit more expensive if you're only buying $20 worth of credits at a time. A much easier way to explain it is that it costs around about $25 a month for Zoom, for example. If you're seeing less than 10 clients per week on telehealth, it's still cheaper to use us on a per usage basis than it is to pay your monthly fee to use Zoom. And naturally, if you don't use the service, then we don't take any credits as well. Okay, how much does it cost? So we've answered that one. Thank you, Sharon. Perfect, cheaper and easier. Thank you. Yeah, much, much, much easier. Everything is pre-populated and done for you, Samantha, so you don't have to worry about links. And also with Zoom, some systems allow an integration with Zoom, but you're using the same link, whereas ours actually creates a unique link. And the system we're using is HIPAA compliant as well, whereas Zoom isn't. So when that link gets sent out to the client, the service provider and the practitioner and the client actually get different links, but it connects them into the same space. So from a security standpoint, our system is actually much more secure. It doesn't allow other people to jump into the system either. So easy. I use Halaxy at the moment and my appointment sounds and looks so much better. I think I'll make the switch. So Samantha, I actually created the system because of Halaxy, because when I sold off my practice and I was just working from home seeing some patients, I started using Halaxy. They've got some incredible features, but I found it to be so not user-friendly. And it took me half an hour to try to work out how to set on my online availability, any settings I wanted to do. It just took me so long to work out. So I think they've got a great product, but in terms of the user friendliness, it wasn't there. And also, I don't know who created Halaxy, but they're not practitioners. And so when you've run a practice and you know what practitioners need, it's much easier to inbuilt all of this sort of stuff. And I haven't shown you some of the features that we've already built, but even things like third-party billing and keeping track of how many appointments somebody's got left in their plans or how much funding they've got left. We've made it super seamless to find and adjust that information in comparison to somebody like Halaxy. So jump in, you get 30 days free trial to test out the system. We send you a welcome PDF, which has a link to all of our settings so that you can easily work out what you need to do. We also send you a video, which shows you all of the features. And we're available on live chat to help you out. Any reason that I can't embed the link to a book now button on my website, it's just not working. Katie, are you one of our users and it's not working? If so, please get in contact with us. We'll jump in on a Zoom for you. We have found that particularly Wix is one of the biggest ones. When you embed our link, they don't show the link correctly. It's not an issue on our end. It's just the way it's saving the data on the third party's platform. However, there's a very easy way to fix that, and that is that you just use the internal Book Now button from the website that you're using, or you create it, and then you just link it to our booking link, not the embed code. So there's two options. You can embed a Book Now button on your website, which leads to the URL for your booking link, or you can just create the Book Now button on your own website and link that to our URL. So as long as you've put the settings in correctly on your website, it will 100% work. And if that's not working on your end, get in touch with us because we can usually very easily tell you where you're going wrong. Intake forms can absolutely be modified. You can create your own sections or fields, and that means you can have one question or you can create multiple questions as part of a section. So you've got multiple choice, you've got yes or no type answers. You've also got written sections. You've got checklists. You've also got scales from 1 to 10 as well that you can add your own options as well. Yeah, so again, Sandra, if you're worried about anyone else seeing your takings, if you have team members, they can only see their own takings. They can't see yours, but the takings that you see on the dashboard are there for you and only for you to see as well. How much is it after the free trial? So Claire, it's free. So if you stay on our free plan, if you choose our $0 per month, we call that our starter plan, then you get access to all of the features. Let me see if I can find Where's my little page? Which one was it on? Here it is. Okay. So you've got the option of choosing the $0 per month plan or the $29 premium plan. The difference between the two plans is if you're using a lot of telehealth, it actually works out cheaper to pay $29 because then you get unlimited access to telehealth. If you're not seeing more than 10 patients a week, then it still works out cheaper for you to be on the $0 plan because you're not actually seeing as many patients, and therefore the cost is still going to be cheaper than you paying the $29 or paying your Zoom subscription, for example. So on the free plan, the only things you're paying for through credits is the SMS sending and the telehealth services and payment processing. So on the free plan, payment processing is 1.7% plus 25 cents. Whereas on the premium plan, it's 1.5%. If you're on the free plan and you purchase the terminal, we still pass on those cheaper rates to you because, again, we get them at a cheaper rate as well. But all of the settings that I've shown you today are all included in the free plan. The only things that aren't, and I would suggest actually that you all sign up ASAP if you want to get started, because when our next update comes, we're actually removing a couple of the settings in the free plan. So calendar sync will only be available on the paid plan. The Tyro Health integration will only be available on the paid plan as well. So if you do plan to use those features, if you sign up now, you'll actually get access to those and you won't lose them when we make those changes in the next 3 to 4 weeks' time. The other new feature that we've got coming is card tokenization. So a lot of practitioners have an issue with patients not showing up and then not being able to charge a cancellation fee. So what we've done on our system is it's only provided on the paid plan because we get charged every time a card is tokenized. But basically what that means is that when the client goes to book the appointment, you can either select prepayments or deposits if you want. They're available on the free plan. But if you don't want to collect the payment up front or even a deposit up front, we're introducing in the next week or two the ability to tokenize a card. So the client has to put their credit card details in to secure the booking. That then saves their card on your file. And then if they don't show up for their appointment, and we clearly display all of your cancellation messages every time a patient books, we have them mentioned in booking confirmations, we have them mentioned in reminders as well. So if the client cancels outside of your terms, then you can instantly charge their card and automatically send them an invoice for the cancellation fee as well. So that's another new feature coming, as well as a whole bunch of other stuff that we're currently working on as well. Yeah, Claire, even at $29 a month, it is still a really good price. Perfect, cheaper and easier. Thank you. Haha, it is a nightmare, Samantha. Yes, absolutely. Cost of the telehealth, we've answered that. Any other question, guys? I'm happy to stick around and answer as many questions as you have for us. Security is a big one that we get asked a lot. We have done everything we can possible on our end to make our platform as secure as possible. We've had it independently audited, and we've passed the test for the independent audit for our security compliance. All of our data is stored in Australia, in Sydney, on Australian servers. We don't store any data offshore. And again, we've tried to encrypt as much data as possible so that nobody can access your information. Any other questions for me? I'm just going to go through the chat, see if I've missed any, and just see whose name pops up enough so I can give out our prize as well. Unless, Carmen, you've noticed in the chat who's been most active. If you have, please let me know. Even if I'm not needing it now, should I already join, Anil? Sharon, you can join now and you can start setting up your account if you like. That means that you get access to those free features that I mentioned and moving over onto the premium plan soon. If those free features like calendar sync or the Tyro Health integration aren't important to you, there's no need to set up your account now, but it depends on how far you are away from graduation. If you're still a very long way away from graduation, I would suggest that it's not worth setting up now. But if you're not too far off setting off your account, then yeah, absolutely. You can start coming in, playing around with the system, creating your intake forms, testing the telehealth with family and friends so that you get to see exactly how the system works. Do you have a deposit service for online bookings? We have, Samantha, both a deposit service. You can choose a dollar amount or a percentage amount. And we also have prepayment. So it's up to you which one of those two you want to select. And both of those features are available on the pre-plan and the free plan as well. But it's up to you. You can set specific services for deposits, or you can set all services for deposits or none. Again, completely up to you. Missed the start of the presentation. Definitely looking forward to going back to watch the whole thing. Excellent, Sarah. Started setting up and it's brilliant. Thank you, Katie. I think one of the biggest compliments we get is how user-friendly our system is. And that was absolutely a prerequisite because most practitioners they're here to help patients. They don't really care about the business side of things, and a lot of them aren't really all that tech savvy. There's also some really good systems out there, but they're so complicated to use. It actually takes more time than it saves time in a lot of cases. But most importantly, some of the bigger software that have been out for a long time are really expensive. You're looking anywhere between, you know, $30 to $100 a month to use a lot of the software that exists out there. So we've got the free plan. We've also got the $29 plan to save you if you are using a lot of telehealth services as well.
Wow, thanks, Anil. That was amazing. We might just, if you're watching this live, we'll just stop the recording in a moment. And then Anil can announce the winner of her amazing prize, and we'll also do our draw for our $50 credit. So if you're watching the recording, thank you for watching to the end, and learn more with Switch On Health.